Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., all rights reserved.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes.
That's the late, great Otis Redding bringing us back 17 till the hour. Thank you for staying with me. I'm Jim Blasingame. I am the Small Business Advocate. Please check out my website, smallbusinessadvocate.com. We're having a great visit with our good friend Rich Galen, publisher of Mullings.com, the twice-weekly cyber column that I encourage you to check out. As I've said many times before, if you're a Republican, you're going to want to know what he thinks. If you're a Democrat, you're going to want to know what he's up to. Rich, thanks again for hanging out with us. In the previous segment at the end, I used a word that hurt Rich's ears. I used the word kerfuffle, which I don't mind using. It doesn't hurt my ears, except it wasn't actually correct. It was a little an underweighted word. I should have used something like thermonuclear meltdown, war, or anyway. The Cold War is coming to a head here with between Obama and the House Republicans. The budget issue that's going on right now, the debate over funding the government, and which is now shut down now for a week. The government is now shut down because the House Republicans and the Democrats, led by President Obama, can't seem to get along. Rich, the issue is what now?
Well, the issue has been Obamacare, that the Republicans wanted to. What they need to do is pass what's called a continuing resolution, and that means they will fund the government, continue to fund the government for some.
Which is still not doing their job.
No, that's right, because this is supposed to be done via individual appropriations bills. Mm-hmm. There are 12 of those. The House, the two appropriations committees have approved all of their appropriations bills. But Boehner has only brought 4 to the floor for votes, which passed. And Harry Reid has brought 0 to the floor. So rather than having what's called regular order in the last 12 months, the two leaders couldn't get these bills to the floor for whatever reasons. And so you end up with these end of the fiscal year crazinesses where you've got to either fund the government or shut it down. Now, shutting it down, as everybody now knows, is an overstatement by a lot.
Hey, Rich, yeah. When you say regular order in relation to Congress or Washington, it hurts my ears, yeah.
I'm sorry, I stepped on your line.
I do the jokes here, Rich.
I'll handle the humor.
Go ahead.
But anyway, so they didn't have that. So the Republicans in the House decided to tie the continuing resolution to a bunch of other things. The major one was a plan to not put any money into Obamacare, which wasn't going to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Then they decided to try to delay the individual mandate for 1 year, which also didn't go anywhere. And so now nothing's going anywhere, and the 10% of the government that isn't working is still not working.
So the Republicans say that they want the president to negotiate with them. They seem to be throwing out some indications, some tips, and they're willing to negotiate because they have made some changes. The president has basically said he's not going to negotiate with anybody over this. Now, so why do you think I have 3 or 4 reasons why I think he's not negotiating with them. What do you think?
Well, I think he realized he doesn't have to on Obamacare. He's won that fight,
right?
And there was zero chance that the Democrats in the Senate were even going to take a look at it.
Which is one of the sticking points within the Republican Party.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
they're as one of my mentors once said, sometimes you got a fighting chance, and sometimes you just have a chance to fight.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, I think the Republicans in the House and Senate have used up a lot of IOUs with their constituents by fighting over this. The column that I wrote for this morning in Mullings, the title is "A Battle Worth Fighting," and that's the next one over the debt limit,
which I want to talk about in the next segment. I don't want.
My point there is that is not about Obamacare. That's about generalize the general
Right.
increase in growth of federal spending. But I think what's happened here, and it turns out, as always happens, I mean, when sequester happened earlier this year, the world was going to stop spinning on its axis.
It didn't.
Then with the shutdown, it was going to start spinning in the opposite direction, and now we're being told the same things about the debt limit. And at some point, you get back to the little president that cried wolf, and you go,
Right.
you know what, we seem to be able to mumble our way through these things.
Right.
And especially on the when the guys that are complaining the most are the geniuses on Wall Street, who A, got us into this in the first place,
Right.
who B, needed our money to bail themselves out, and C, have gotten even richer. When
Right.
they're the ones complaining,
Exactly.
you go, you know what, no.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, Rich. It really irritates me when I hear somebody say, "What will the markets think? What will the markets do?" And I'm thinking, "Hey guys, hello, I'm right here. We're right here on Main Street. We're right here while you're saying all that."
Right.
And
I couldn't agree more.
nobody says, "What's going on in Peoria? What do they think about this?" Nobody says that. They only say,
That's
"What's
right.
going on? What are the markets going to think?" Well, you're exactly right, Rich. Thank you for saying what I usually have to say around here, is that Wall Street. I don't care about Wall Street. Wall Street is not. Well, that's all. As you did a real good job of summing all that up. But bottom line, Rich, the many of the things that are closed right now don't have to even be closed.
No,
Right?
that's right. I mean, closing the World War II memorial is just beyond stupid.
Yeah.
And
there are other stupid things, but what's going to happen? I've only got 30 seconds. What's going to wind up happening?
These will all roll in together into our next segment, and B, the budget ceiling. I mean, the debt ceiling.
So you think the government will stay closed until and it'll roll into the default?
I do now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's not good news, folks. Rich's thought, and he's usually right. I hate to admit that, but he usually is. Tintail. I'm Jim Blasingame. Mullings.com is his website. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., intended for the private use of our audience. Except as otherwise provided by copyright law, all other copying, redistribution, or publication without prior written consent is prohibited. All rights reserved.